Good morning, Kat. How you doing? You well?
Good morning, sir. I'm good, sir. How are you?
I'm blessed always, in always. All the better for talking to you.
Good, good.
Hackney Empire, Aladdin. It's all kicked off already. It's all
Yes,
happening. You're
yes.
active. Let the fans know what's going on and tell them a little bit about this festive classic.
Okay, well, as you know, Cat B, I'm at the Hackney Empire doing Aladdin. Um, and after over 20 odd years of service at this building doing pantos, I'm back again, locked in the building until the 31st of December. And the show is already opened and it's been received by families and school children, and it's a hoot. It is a hoot right now.
You've come a long way. You've been there for forever. So talk about that for a second.
It's like I'm fortunate to be in a building that loves me, and to work with so many great people, the community as well. You know, when you're doing wrong, they're quick. Everyone's quick to chat, or if they're quick for a scandal. But so far, the longevity is the main key. You know what I mean? I've always said, you know what I mean, just like Samuel L. Jackson, it's not a race, it's a marathon. So where some people I think in the industry have been affected by, oh, we didn't get this job or we didn't get that job or we're not in the limelight. I'm just happy to keep moving forward and keep it going, you know what I mean? And jump from one thing to the next. So I can, when I'm not on stage, I can go and teach. I can go, and if it means go paint and decorate somewhere, go and paint and decorate until that clock comes back around again where they say, oh, can you come and do this show? Can you do this TV thing? Can you film this? And you go, yeah, cool. Because sometimes as people of color, you can't fight your ego. You just got to have no ego at all and just enjoy life. Be happy that you can wake up in the morning and do things, and then everything will fall into place. So over the years being here, choreographing, dancing, panto, the whiz, variety shows, young people's talent shows, and then assistant directing as well on shows in the summer with children with special talents. So there's always something to do. And this is a lovely building that nurtures you. It lets you do stuff. If you've got an idea, they don't go, they actually go, okay, let's talk about this. And then you might think that they've forgotten, but they'll call you a month later, 2 months later, and say, you know, that idea you had, let's just talk about it again over coffee and tea and just, okay, we can't make this work because we're, you know what I mean, but we're going to have a new budget next year. If you can wait, let's talk about it then. And, you know what I mean, they're true to their word. Even if it can't work, they don't ignore you. They don't push you to one side and go, they actually ask you from the stage crew with Offman, you know what I mean, he'll ask you, what's your ideas? How do you perceive that happening? To all the past directors that we've had that have been in this building, they've gone, what's your idea? Okay, I've got a platform. It won't be here, but it'll be at another building. And then we'll bring it in here and then see if we can make it happen in the main house. You go, wow. So it's a nice thing. And then I'm seeing in the background, The Voice, you know what I mean? That's another institution. So it's coming full circle, coming back around that I'm having interviews. So it's all about just staying relatively open and also relevant to the climate that changes, because there's young people that go, who? But then now people say, and they go, oh, and that's because oh, okay. So, you know what I mean? It's good when people don't know who you is, because you could just do your thing. But then at the same time, you know what I mean? It's nice that when people go look like yourself saying, you know, you've done this, you've done that, and your track record, it's like, it hasn't gone unrecognized. So, yeah.
I'd love to see you and I'm a Celebrity.
Mate, I would love to do it. I think they'd be scared. I already said I could. The only thing I won't do, I think, is most probably dancing on ice, because one cold. I got too much melanin in my skin for me to hit that thing. Yeah, I'll be like, no, 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 no. But yeah, I'm a celebrity. I could do that, or even run for prime minister.
Two, they're very different roles, but I can see you in both.
Yes.
No, I'm not limiting you over here. Listen, you've done Jack and the Beanstalk,
Mm-hmm.
and Mother Goose, both Hackney Empire.
Mm-hmm.
I'd imagine you've seen quite a variety of audiences in
Yes.
attendance, right? So
Yeah.
I wanna get a bit of insight. Any stories on the good, the bad, and the ugly where audiences are concerned, and maybe where the interaction hasn't gone quite right, or where there's been an moment?
Yes, I think this building has that thing of pulling people in. We've had audiences, that they've had too much to drink. And as a company, you see the company's strength, when they can pull together and just get the show done without having to rise to, some idiots out there. But then you've also equally got people that just want to enjoy the show and just be like, yeah, wow, that was amazing. And it's nice when you see people, watch the show and you can see their faces like, And then by the end of it, they go, yeah, that was good. That was good. And we got people that come from all over the world. Like literally all over the world. And some of them come year in, year out. So it's not just once they've come like literally consecutive years. So on a particular day, when you look at that seat, that family is sitting there and they're like, and you give them that little wink as a character and just walking about and you go, like that, they go, he saw me, he recognized me, even down to the 5-year-olds, up to the 65-year-olds, 70-year-olds, 90-year-olds. They feel special when you see them and you acknowledge them and you just go, without having to come out of character at all, but you just give them that little and keep the scene moving. That's, I think, a nice thing. And especially when they say, look, I've got my grandchildren with me and I've got this person with me. I've watched you over the years. And so it always keeps growing. And Panto is literally one of the first experiences as well a lot of people have with theatre. So if it's not good, the next generation of people, that 1,200 people that come in, if it's not a good show, they're not going to want to come back to see any other show, regardless of what it is. But if they have one good experience, at least they've got that to fall back on and say, yeah, actually, I didn't like this show, but I did like Panto when I first come, so I'll give another show a chance. But this kind of show is not my thing, but this kind of show is. So, yeah, being here is a blessing. And it's a good blessing because they put me in the Hall of Fame now as well. So I can.
Congrats, man. Congrats.
Thank you, sir. So I'm up there with Louis Armstrong, Harry Houdini, Sharon D. Clark, Charlie Chaplin. I can say, yeah, I'm mortified in the history books, and Clive Rowe is up there as well now in there. So yeah, it's a good look. With anything I do, if it finishes tomorrow, I say at least I did it. And with the Hackney Empire, a lady called Susie McKenna saw me do the Whiz here. I'd already done the 291 Club and Friday nights at the Empire and all that, doing dancing and choreographing for the theatre and the TV show. But then she saw me in the Whiz and gave me a chance to do Panto here. And I was just like, yeah. And I was just happy.
When was that? When was that, Kat, for context?
Easily, yeah, it's got to be 20-something years now of doing it here. And I was here from 2016, 2000 and, yeah, definitely 2000 or 1999, I was here going into 2000. And that was just like, I was expecting to do the one show and be happy to do that and say, right, what's the next job after this? Remember, I'd done that and I was already doing MTV. So taking time from MTV to do Panto, like what everyone does on EastEnders and stuff like that, is like unheard of. They're like, because now you're jeopardizing a job that you've already got. But I've always, every year, done Panto somewhere, from Stratford to here. So it was that thing of, oh gosh, I'm getting a chance to do Panto again, which I love, that live audience. And then not knowing if you're going to be able to go back on television again, because they can drop you in a heartbeat. But my track record at MTV was like firing. And then at one point I was at MTV doing a live and then jumping on a motorbike, and a Virgin motorbike, and zing straight here to go straight on stage, which is like, unheard of as well. It's like, bro, you're doing a live television show, then you're jumping on a motorbike and they're going to race you here and they're not ready to put your radio mic on you and you walk straight on stage. That's like, eh? So for me, I thought, yeah, it's going to be the one and out. Then I got asked, what do you want to do next year? So I was like, yes, please. And it just kept going from there. And then when Clive was away doing some filming and stuff, I was still here doing Cinderella. So I've literally done every single title that this place has had, from playing Puss in Boots, Cinderella, Ugly Sister, Jack and the Beanstalk, Aladdin, Mother Goose, Sleeping Beauty. I've done literally every title that's been put on and gone, yes, wicked. You know what I mean? And doing them back to back and going, yeah, right, what's next? What's next? You know what I mean? Doing a hat trick, you're saying, yeah, I've completed something. But then to keep being here year in, year out, you know what I mean? And only having to miss one panto because of a filming schedule, it's like, come on, amen.
Yeah, I spoke to Shaggy a couple of years ago when he released a Christmas album, and it dawned on me when I was speaking to him that Christmas is every year. It's just good business, isn't it?
Yeah.
Do you think that actors, it's not a lane for everybody, I get that, but actors actually, they miss a trick by not maybe considering this, because we always heard about actors being out of work or opportunities. Well, this is every year. If you find a niche, could it be?
It's not for everyone though. I've seen people, they just want to come to the Hackney Empire and just get that credit of saying I was at the Hackney Empire, but they can't. You know what I mean? They can't keep up with this place. You know what I mean? It's 2 shows a day, literally nearly every day, and you can't choose when you want to turn it on. You've got to turn it on all the time because that's what you're contracted to do. Even more so for someone like myself, because you can't make a mistake. Once you've got this in your skin, you can't make that mistake, because then you just they go, yeah, they find any excuse. Oh, he must have been out. He must have been. So I'm very strict with what I do and how I, you know what I mean, do stuff, because I'm not just representing me, I'm representing other people. You know what I mean? Like Eddie Nestor is one of the people that grew me. So I can't make a mistake because it will reflect on him. You know what I mean? So whatever I do, I always have to be mindful of what I'm doing so I don't bring shame on everybody else. Because, you know, the first thing that if anything happens, black people go, you know, you see? You know what I mean? So I've got to always be mindful of that, as opposed to say something good about me. So doing this interview is amazing. It's great. You know what I mean? Because it helps build a next couple of walls up, you know what I mean, that people want to keep trying to tear down, especially when you're doing stuff that go, So in this industry, to be doing this, it's not for everybody. You know what I mean? When people say, oh, do you get nervous? Are you scared? It's like, no. If you're going to ask me that question, when you get on an aeroplane, ask the pilot, is he nervous to take you somewhere? Because you don't second guess him. So why are you going to second guess what I'm going to do when I go up there? You know what I mean? And I find with people, they put transference of, boy, you know, this is, you know, things is changing. And it's like, yeah, but just be happy to be alive and everything nice. You know what I mean? When you're doing stuff, they're quick to go, boy, it's not how it was before. It's not supposed to be. It's always supposed to change. You know what I mean? When I was on the radio, when I'm on TV, when they're saying, boy, they did this, they did that. Yeah, but we don't own the company. You know what I mean? We work for the company, but we don't own it. And if we want to own the company, then we've got to buy it out or make your own company. When Hackney say they've done with me, I'm not going to be bawling and crying. I'm going to be celebrating the fact that I was there for this long. You know what I mean? When they say, yeah, that's it, I would just go, thank you. It's been a good innings. I can't be erased out of the history books in this building. You know what I mean? I've had a good innings, now onto something else. You know what I mean? And then when they want to call me back, then they call me back. But until then, I just take each moment as it comes and just say, it's been a blessing.
talking about each moment, a lot of people will only see you at this time of the year. You've already kind of half touched on it earlier in terms of other things that you're doing. But what's 2023 been like for you? Oh, you know, we're in the panto season. You're working. You're busy. Where else you
Yeah.
been? What else you been doing?
I've been touring, doing a comedy circuit. So not just the urban comedy circuit, but mainstream and Asian comedy circuit. So that's been really good because, you know, I mean, a black guy headlining on an Asian comedy circuit is like, you know, I mean, and they're already booking 2024 and saying, look, we want you to do this place, that place. So it's like, it's looking good. It's looking sexy. I've been doing some food fairs as well for a group of guys, Alpo and Stamina, who put on all the comedy gigs in London. So they've got me hosting their food fair, which is Taste of Caribbean. And that's been amazing doing that because it's, again, a different audience and it's live. There's no rehearsal. Each day it changes because it's outside. So if it rains, it rains. But keeping how many thousands of people entertained for the day and then going back and going, we've got to do this again tomorrow with a new crowd of people. And then we've got to do it again next week, Saturday, in this part of London. And then now they're talking about doing it nationally. So it's just like, and then I've been doing Sip and Paint, which is the Sip and Paint party where people come and they have a drink and they paint and hosting that. So I've been doing different events from, you know, Garage Tea Party, you name it. I've been literally every weekend or every other weekend been somewhere, either hosting or doing stand-up or taking on different tasks, choreographing or teaching. So it's just been doing, you know, stuff that's just like making, just working with the private sector as well, with young people that have been affected by either trafficking or they're trying to be groomed by the streets to be part of a gang. So I get involved with the Rudolph Walker Foundation to teach performing arts. And recently with Enfield Council as well, doing interventions with young offenders because they're quick to pick up the knife and try and fight each other, but trying to refocus their mind that they're thinking of other avenues and other things and mentoring them so they can get out of what they're in and into something else. So using the arts as a way of that, it worked for me. So if it can work for me, then hopefully it'll work for them. And sometimes, you know, I mean, you be in a room full of some young people that they just want that badge of honor to see their family because they're inside as well. So they just want to be in prison as well. But if there's one person that is in the room that says, yeah, actually, this is not for me, and it never was for me, but I've just been, you know, showboating so I can stay alive long enough for me not to be a target and I can remove them from that, then I've done my job. You know what I mean? I can't save everybody, but if I can save that one person, then that was my calling. I've been going to the prisons as well in the Isle of Sheppey with the Inspire group and just talking to them and just saying, guys, you're not even supposed to be in here. You know what I mean? And you know you're not supposed to be in here, but circumstances have got you in here. And now I'm chatting to you and I will be going home at the end of this and you be in here. But just reflect on it and see if you can fix up and get yourself back out there.
Yeah, no, good works. Booked and busy. I see.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
It's been a pleasure, Kat.
Thank
talking
you, sir.
to you, mate. Aladdin will be the 24th annual pantomime running at Hackney Empire until December 31st.
Yeah.
Anything else you want to share with us on that before we part ways?
If anybody's watching the video back, just keep climbing, keep inspiring, and remember there's no limit to what you can do, only the limit of your own imagination. Laughter's good medicine. So if you can laugh, laugh. If you can't get to see the show, still laugh with your family and friends and just keep that vibe going, because the more you can stay happy, the less you stay under. And thank you to The Voice and yourself for requesting me for this interview. And hopefully I'll be back with The Voice again, writing your agony Uncle column. But until
I'll talk to the director, and I'm sure the audience would love it.
Yeah. Well, I used to do it. I used to do it before for young voices. So yeah. But until you know, you need me again, keep climbing The Voice, and everybody that's actually watching and reading The Voice, keep supporting, because it's a good cause and it's a part of our history as well. So I'm making history. I want you to make history, and everybody that's listening and watching, you make your own history as well.